welcome to this exciting episode. The front wings have arrived. I'm going to mount those onto a wooden frame so we can use them as a styling buck. As you can see, they're not exactly pristine, but these will form the beginning of my mould for the front of the car. So this awkward end here and that petrol cap, they're the bits I don't have to mould myself, so I'm going to use the standard Porsche ones and then chop the front off and make it fit. Part of making it fit is measuring it up. So here we go, check the height, check the wheel arch. I'm going to have to mount that wing on a wooden frame, the same proportions as that Porsche. So here I am, carefully measuring it up on a piece of MDF. This isn't the right way to do it, by the way. You should really do this all on the car. That way you know everything fits rightly. I'm not doing that because it's raining outside and I want to use the car while I'm pissing about. Plus, this is a prototype, so I'm probably going to cock it up. So I'm having to make this frame. Been sold to before. Cheapest stuff I could find in B&Q. There you go. Bolted to the frames. The frame's kind of rigid. No, it's not rigid at all. But at least those two bits all tied together. I'm now going to make them fit. Here you go. Fitted to a frame. We can get that wing moved around the garage, and I've got something which holds it in the right height off the ground so that it matches what it should be on the Porsche. I need another one of those. Fortunately, the second one takes a lot less time to make. And then a few off scraps of wood. We're going to join those together to make it into a single piece. Once we've done that, we should be good to go. Well, before we do that, I'm going to actually kind of cut off the scrap wing I don't want. So the Citroen's kind of got a flat wing across there onto the bonnet. The Porsche dips down. The wings are higher than the bonnet on the Porsche. So I'm going to get rid of that where those arrows are showing. Kind of nervous because I want to keep the bits with the bolts on them because it's going to bolt onto the car. I want to keep that if I can. I know the bolts will fit. So I need to kind of cut along that line I'm marking there. Down by the other side, I want to get the wheel arch in place. God knows why I'm using that piece of... Look at this. I'm using this ruler. I never even mark with it. Anyway, yeah, I want to keep the wheel arch in place so you have a nice smooth curve. So using a very careful scientific tool, I guess what the curve might look like. And there we go. You want to make sure you've got careful control, good grip, etc. Cutting a curve here, which is always a bit fun. These things aren't ideal. Make sure you wear full safety protection and in a safe environment. Those sparks fly everywhere. As you see, cutting through fairly easily, making sure you follow that line precisely. You've marked it out for a reason, so stick closely, well, close-ish to the line. And just cut a groove first of all, get an idea where you're going, then trim back and make the cuts. We're good. Oh yeah, look, all loose. Now the bit, I want to maintain that seam where the wing bolts onto the main car, so I'm cutting down between the wing you can see and the bit you can't see. Really bad practice that, leaving the blade right into the cut. What happens is the heat builds up in the blade, you get twists, you get frictions, and it might blow up. Do you think this will blow up? Will the blade shatter? Let's have a look. Oh, flick to slow-mo. Must be something exciting happen. And good job, I've got visor on because there goes my blade. Anyway, we'll ignore that and carry on cutting. New blade, they're easy, they're cheap. And we should be able to get this whole front wing removed. Yeah, fine, finish off with hacksaw, just get through that awkward bracket bit. And we are there. That front wing, come on, get your ass out of gear. Yeah, that front wing is removed. So what I need to do now is put a bit of board to keep the two wings the right distance apart on that frame. So measuring off the car, cardboard template, and I'm going to make a bit of board. That board will then screw to the flanges of the two wings in the garage and keep them the right distance apart. Here's the board cut, and lo and behold, it fits perfectly. Well, near enough. Okay, so that's the existing Porsche bits screwed together, mounted to the frame. I now need to do a board to support all the foam that's going to make up the new front end. So it's a bit of faffing and a bit of guesswork, but I'm going to try and cut this sheet of MDF and use this as the level. If you think horizontal with the ground, this will be where the bumper comes to. So everything above this board will be headlights and bonnet, and then I'll do another piece underneath it, which will be the front air dam, for want of a better word. So lots of measuring. There's the centre line marked out. Trying to get the curves to match the car. You can see I'm using my scale model there. And I haven't got a picking clue. But this is where I actually do use my careful MDF ruler because it's great for making curves. Once you've got it all marked out, you can get jigsaw out, cut it to size. There's a pointy tip of the car. I'm going to use one half to act as a template for the other half. That way the two curves should be vaguely similar. The board itself's a bit too flexy, so some 2x4 gets cut up and acts as supports on the edges of the frame. This, remember, is going to have all of the foam stuck on top of it, so I don't want it to be too flexy when I'm putting it in place, otherwise my car will bend. Notice a little support in the middle there. That's the back edge by the windscreen, but it needs to be supported just to stop it flexing again. Now I'm going to get the insulation foam glued to that board just to make a start. You should use professional modelling foam. It's very expensive and very good. This is some cheap underfloor insulation, 25mm picked up from the local DIY store. It's got this aluminium foil on, but unfortunately it peels off easily. I think that might actually prove useful for something. I don't know what, but I'll keep it anyway. Anyway, yeah. How do you stick it? Well, first of all, try some spray tack. That was crap. Don't bother even thinking about that. But once you've got rid of the insulation, yep, that could get tedious. I hope it has got some purpose. Anyway, yeah. Oh, now we use wonderful Gorilla Glue. Yeah, make sure you've opened it before you try to use it. Glue that down, stick the board down. Hey, happy. Strip the next piece off, get it ready. You're going to just keep doing this for quite a while. It's remarkably time consuming and remarkably dull to watch, so I think I'll cut this short in a minute. But yeah, cut it, make sure the edges fit, glue it together, and we're happy. This is going to go on for quite a while, not in this episode because I can't be bothered to watch it, but I'm going to build the whole of the front of the car. So that's 25mm. Think how thick your car is. I'm going to build up layer upon layer upon bloody layer of this stuff. But it's all part of the process, and we love the process. So they are all glued together happily. When I said it took hours, I hadn't realised quite how many hours it took. So there's me, look at my work, look out the door, and oh my god, it's pitch black. Time to go in for a beer. Much more time to do stuff tomorrow. And many more tomorrows as well. Cut, layer, glue, cut, layer, glue, cut, layer, glue. Anyway, that's it for the episode. Join me next episode when something exciting happens. So, like, subscribe, etc.